To another episode of Mighty Automation AI, all things marketing and automation for small business owners. I have a community of legal support professionals, including notaries, process servers, attorneys, and private investigators that are building businesses and changing the way the industry is done. And I'm really excited to be able to support people who are serious about growing their business. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to highlight one of the core elements of any business is having a customer list. There's something called a CRM, a customer relationship management tool, or customer relationship management manager. Okay. And a CRM is something that allows you to be able to have all of your people in one place, make notes about them. Some examples are Salesforce, Pipedrive, Follow Up Boss for real estate is a big one. HubSpot is another really good one. There's a lot of other CRMs that you could use, but my CRM is called Mighty Automation AI. And what it does is it allows you to be able to upload a list of your customers, and you can upload them, and then you can segment them based on maybe let's say for the legal industry, maybe you have some people who are family law attorneys, some people who are personal injury attorneys, and you're going to market to them differently and maybe have different messaging to them. So you would segment the list. And so we're going to go through some of these things here today. Let me just go ahead and pull it up. Let me do a quick screen share. Share my screen. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right. So there's some changes here inside of my recording tool, StreamYard. All right. So the first thing is I've had my team create a quick account, and so this account has nothing in it. It's a bare bones account. ABQ Legal Support is the company that I started. I did a 90-day challenge to reach $10,000 per month, and I was able to do it in just 14 days. About 14 days, I was able to make just about $12,000. So we're going to go into all of this here, but this is the CRM. Okay. In your dashboard, if you're accepting money through the dashboard, which most of my customers don't. But if you were, you'd be able to see how much money you receive through your Stripe account. If you connect your Stripe account, you will be able to see how much you received right here inside of the dashboard in your Stripe account, which is pretty cool, because then you can see like how much you made month over month. And there's a nice little dashboard here. Under conversations, you're going to see all the conversations you're having with people, no matter where it's coming from. It could come from your Facebook that you have connected. It could come from your emails, which is the most common, right? And we're going to get into it today on how to create snippets and how to manage some of the stuff that are super important when you're trying to build any type of business. But specifically a process serving business, you want to have any kind of local service-based business. You're going to say the same thing over and over to people, and so you'll be able to do that. So we're going to get to that in a second. But the first thing is we want to have some people that we can actually work with. And so if you have an account with us, one of the things that you can do is you can add a credit card on file. And some of the things actually cost a little bit more money. Some things like phone number, stuff like that. So if you come down here to settings, you can actually see all of your settings. You can upload your business logo right here under settings. I recommend when you have an account with us, when you create an account with us at Mighty Automation, whether it's through our Mighty Premium membership or through our website builder, our growth plan includes Mighty Automation. I recommend you going through here and just filling everything out the best you can. Okay. This has the basic information that I gave them to go ahead and upload the basic information, but you can now go to your profile and you can actually create a profile image, which will show up here. You don't really need to do that, but you got your email here. That's my new email for the new business. Under billing, you can add a billing, a card, which I'm probably going to need to do to finish this here today. You can add a staff, so you can go to my staff. You can actually invite other users, people who you want to manage the account with you. You can actually do that right here. Just add user. Um, yeah. So opportunities and pipelines, you can actually segment it because you only want certain people to be able to have contacts under certain opportunities, or you can check this box, which allows different users and contacts and to see everybody. So anybody who's inside of your account can see everybody, which is the way I have it defaulted. Okay, so the first thing I want to do here, I'm not going to go through all these tabs because there's a lot here, but first thing I want to do is I want to add a phone number. So if you just click on phone system, you can come over here to add a number, and you click on add phone number. Now you can add a pool, and you can have multiple people that have phone numbers inside of here, and then there's like a pool, so it sends it to multiple people, which is it's advanced, but it's a pretty cool setup. So if you click on add phone number, what you can do is you can say, I want to have a United States phone number. It's going to give you a bunch of different options. Okay, and you can go filter, and you can say, I want a certain area code or digit. You can get pretty specific with this, which is pretty cool. But I actually want to do a local area code number. I'm going to hit apply. And now it's going to give me some numbers that have 505 in them. It's pretty cool. It's giving me a bunch of 800 numbers. That could be cool. But if you scroll down, you see I found some that are just New Mexico 505, Palo Alto. So we have a couple. It looks like we only have one actually, New Mexico one available. 0521 502 0521. That's actually not a bad number. Chimayo, I'm not sure where that is, but it is in New Mexico. It is a 505 area code. And you do want your number to be local if you can. You want a local number. This doesn't have to be your main number, by the way. Oh, here's another 505. Here's Moriarty. I actually like that. That's a better one. It's closer to where I'm at. So let's just go ahead and click this one, 505 305. Okay. And that's going to be my number. I can have multiple other locations also. Let's see, proceed to buy. What's it going to say? Okay, getting started. So it says, we need some information to help confirm your identity. Great. Okay, let's see what this is. United States. Okay, upload a photo. We require a photo, government ID. Driver's license. Okay. So you can go ahead and do this. This is something that you do because it's a sub account. It's not our primary account. And so you just click here, use another advice. That's what I recommend doing. And then it'll send it to your cell phone. It'll give you a QR code, see? And it'll send it to your cell phone, and it'll allow you to add a phone number. And you saw this phone number was only $1, but that's a monthly fee that gets charged, okay? And then it charges you based on the usage. It's not very much, but it does charge you based on usage. So you go ahead and use your cell phone, and you put it up here to the QR code. It'll pop up with a camera that you can take a picture of your ID. Now, the reason why they do this is because they do not want scammers trying to send text messages and phone calls. It's a very regulated industry, the phone number stuff. But I highly recommend you set up a phone number in here. And I'm going to have this set up after our call today, after our live, and so that I could actually start doing some texts and calls, and I'll show you how to use that tomorrow. But this is how you set it up. You go proceed to buy. Once you do it, it'll add it. It'll add the phone number to your account, and then you'll be able to see it inside of the contacts area. And the reason why is because you want to, or the conversations area, because it'll have a phone number option up here, and you'll actually be able to call people. And this is important because when you're prospecting, you want the calls and the text messages and everything to live in here so that you can actually make notes about them. Now, once somebody becomes a customer, let's say, you can still keep them in here so that you can keep up with them. But primarily, they now become like it's more of a nurture. You know, like you send them you have them in here in your contacts list, and they're tagged a certain tag. And so we're going to get into that here. If you're watching this live on YouTube, comment below live. I would love to know who is actually watching live and getting some value out of this. Okay. By the way, we're going to have the full replays available inside of our Mighty Automation community. We have a community, Mighty Automation AI, and so on the school platform for all of our customers. Anyone who's a customer can join that. If you're not a customer, you should consider checking us out, mightyautomation.com. You can sign up for one of our websites. Okay, so let's dive into contacts. So let's go to contacts. I'm going to go over here. All right. So what we're going to do is we have a bunch of different fields. Okay, so let's go back. So it's contacts. What we want to do is we want to import contacts. So I'm going to go import. Now, actually, let me back up. I want to do this slower so you can see. So this is where your list of people will show up. Okay. And anyone who's a Mighty Premium member who joins us, that's a process server wants to join us, you can actually get a list. We actually pulled the entire country, over 100,000 attorneys that claim to be litigators, and we can actually upload your local attorneys. Sometimes it's only 30, sometimes it's a couple hundred, and so we give that to you as a free bonus when you join our directory and you get verified as a Mighty Premium member. MightyProcessServer.com. If you're not a process server, you're just watching this, you're a business owner, you still we can still help you do different things inside of our community, and I can help you with that. So let's go ahead and get this. But first, let me unshare because I need to download this list really quick. Perfect. Yeah, cool. My team is telling me something here. Okay, let's go ahead and download this list. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see how many we have. So with email, actually, there's quite a few. It looks like with email, I have 150. 150 litigators. Okay, data found, phone numbers, emails. Yeah, okay. So 150 is a good amount. That's a good amount. So let me go ahead and download this. So I'll go ahead and screen share. I'll show you guys how to do this. So unfortunately, I'm going to take this video down probably at the end of this week because YouTube doesn't like it when you show emails. So I'm going to have it edited. My team will edit this. But for now, I'll go ahead and show since we're live. So our scraper tool will automatically pull people's emails from their website, okay? And so if you, this is some basic stuff, but I still want to show it just in case you aren't familiar. What you can do is you can actually, if you get all the people inside of a Google Sheet with all their details, okay, this is all their details, we can actually come over here and go File, and we can download as a CSV file. Sometimes this works really easy, sometimes it doesn't. So let's see, 31 litigation law firms in New Mexico. I'm not sure why it says 31 because there's a lot more than 31. But anyway, let's go ahead and download it. Okay, so I got it downloaded. So now let's go ahead and import contacts. So we're going to import contacts, not opportunities. If you were coming from another CRM where you knew these were people that like already want to sign up with you, you could do opportunities, but we're just going to do contacts because we don't know who's the best opportunities yet. Okay, so sometimes people get confused. They're like, where do I go? Okay, right here it says next. Okay, so you can click on next. Okay, we're going to go ahead and upload a file, the one we just downloaded, litigation firm. Okay, and we are going to create contacts. We could do update contacts. What it does is it'll search for the email address and it'll try to update the contact versus just creating duplicate contacts, if that makes sense. You could update contacts if you wanted to change tags, things like that. But right now we just want to create contacts. So let's see. Okay, so some CRMs, they don't allow you to map it. So people see this, they're like, oh, that's so annoying. But listen, if you don't have it this way, the alternative is that they'll make you put it inside of a Google Sheet or something in a certain format. But this actually allows you to map it, which is the ultimate best way of doing it. Okay, so the column header says title. We're going to skip that. We're not going to use that. URL, we're going to skip that. We do want the website. Looks like it's already mapping that to website. Data, we don't need that. Let's see, rating. This is their rating on Google, which is pretty cool that you can see that. We don't need that though. How many reviews they have, that could be helpful. We're going to skip that too though. Category, law firm. You could set a category if you wanted to. You could even, this could even be a tag. You could add this as a tag actually. It's not a bad tag actually. Let's use that, law firm. Okay, phone number. It looks like it auto mapped it for us, which is nice. Okay, let's see. Emails. We definitely want emails. Looks like it auto mapped it. It did not auto map the phone from website, which is often one of the best phones. So let's see if we can add another phone. So additional phones. Yeah, we'll map that to additional phones. Facebook URL. You could do this if you wanted to say additional websites or additional under notes. It could be helpful if you have their Facebook, because then you could reach out to each one of them on Facebook maybe. But I think we're going to go ahead and skip that for now. YouTube, if they had one, doesn't look like many people have it. The street address is auto mapped, which is nice. The city is auto mapped, which is nice. States auto mapped, and the postal code is auto mapped. So 12, there's 12 unmapped columns. So you can go back through and just see like, hey, like see all of these ones that still show that they're available are ones that haven't been filled out yet. And that's a problem because currently we don't have any name. There's no specific name. And so we want to try to get some kind of name. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use this title because it's the closest thing to a name, right? The law firm name. So we're actually just going to go name like this. Actually, is there a business name? Let's see. Yeah, business name. There you go. Business name. But often business name doesn't show up at the top. I actually recommend using just name. We're just going to use name, even though it is a business name. Yeah. Okay, place URL. You could do the specific mapping for that. But there's one field that I love to try to find the best thing for, and it's the notes field. Under the notes field, you can get really far under the notes field. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to use their LinkedIn account for the notes field. Where is it at? Okay, notes. Boom. What other fields are we missing here? Let's see. So you got additional emails. No, I didn't see that. Website, you got time zone. That would be helpful, but we're in the same time zone, so that's not really necessary. Country, I don't think it has that on here. Let's see. Okay, business name. Again, we already kind of decided that. Contact type, contact source. You could if there was a specific way that you got this, you could actually we could probably actually put the contact source as the search query or their place URL. That could be a thing. Contact source. Okay. So anyway, wherever you get your list, you're going to have a bunch of data. Let's see. I think it wants us to. Oh yeah, don't import data. Yeah, that's right. So you click don't import the data in those columns, hit next. All right, create a smart list for new contacts created by this import. So we're going to talk about smart lists. You don't have to you don't have to create a smart list for this. You do want to have a smart list that's like a broadcast list, which is everybody. So I'm going to do it on this one, but you don't generally do it on the first one. I'm going to do it to make our lives a little easier. And then I'm going to show you how to create a smart list for people who are interested and not interested. Okay, so add imported contacts to a workflow. If you've already set up a workflow where it says, hey, anytime a new person gets added, put them on this workflow where we're going to go ahead and send them on automated text message or email or something like that. You could set this up automatically, but we're not going to do that yet. We don't even have any workflows built out yet. We're going to get to that by the end of this week, by the way. Add tags to imported contacts. Yes. So there's a couple tags you want to add when you import a list. Let's see if it's going to let me do it from right here. Okay, so we want to create a tag with this date. So this is going to become really important if for some reason you mess up. And 25. So 12/8/25. This is today's date. this is if for some reason you accidentally imported it improperly, you can actually go back to this specific date and remove all these people. You could remove them, or you could update contacts. There's a lot of reasons why you would do this, but go ahead and add that tag. So that's one tag that's added. Let's go ahead and add another tag and call this New Mexico, just in case I want to start importing other states. We can import this. We can say law, New Mexico law firms, or New Mexico litigators. Okay, so we're going to create that. And then they're on the broadcast list. They're going to be automatically added to the broadcast list. Okay, boom, boom. Bada boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now what's this saying? It wants us to check. I confirm that all the contacts in this import have consented to hear from us. I've previously contacted them within the last year, and this list is not from a third party. Okay, this list is not from a third party. We found we scraped this list ourselves, so we're going to check this box. Okay. All right, so it's going to take a minute, and it's going to go ahead and import all the people into the into the contacts. And as we interact with these folks, we're going to, this is where they'll show up in the conversations tab. This is why you need to have phone number set up. You want to have, so they can become opportunities. And so we're going to talk about all of that here shortly. So let me check in on you guys, see how things are going here. Let's see, we got some comments. Natasha, she says Natasha. Well, welcome, Natasha. Appreciate you chiming in. Natasha is our recent winner of our contest that we had inside of our community. Congratulations. We're going to be talking about that on Wednesday. We have the round table on Wednesday night. So today, primarily I want to highlight the CRM and how it works. And so once the contacts are uploaded, what you're going to do, you may not have contacts, and that's okay. What you can do is you can upload individual contacts as you go. You can upload contacts as you find them. And so what I want to show you, let's see if this works here. Be really cool is if I could show you the lead connector from my phone. Let's see. So this app we have an app called the Lead Connector, and you can download it. Let me see if this works. No, because it's connected over there. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do that tomorrow. But tomorrow I will show you the lead connector and how you can add people to the pipeline. But there's an entire app dedicated to helping you add contacts. You can hit the smart quick one, and I'll show you this tomorrow. But you want to download the lead connector app, because when we get a phone number tomorrow, you'll be able to answer calls, make calls from here, be able to manage the conversations inside of the CRM, be able to add tags, and actually just keep everything in one place really neatly so that you can take action on potential leads. This becomes really important when you if you need to contact 1,000 people to get one big client, then you want to be able to keep track of everybody and know who is who. So let's go ahead and refresh the CRM and see what we're looking at here. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen once again. All right, so as you can see, they've been added. The tags are automatically added as well. Okay, it's looking good. There's a few things that you could do here on the smart list. You can see that it's all these people were added to the broadcast list, and the broadcast list, it says there's 149, which sounds right. And so what can happen is anybody, let's say this one person, let's see, Tucum Carry Law LLC. Let's say Tucum Carry Law LLC, I call them and I send them an email. I can actually tag them. I can go general info. I can actually tag add a tag that says hot lead. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just do this for an example's sake. Okay. So they're a hot lead now. All right. how does this help me? So it helps me because now I've segmented the list. So now watch, I can go back over here and I'm actually going to go manage smart lists right here. Manage smart lists. And then let's see, I want to create a new smart list. Actually, hold on, let me go back. Okay, smart lists. I'm going to filter. Here we go. So I'm going to go, well, let me click on broadcast. I'm going to go to filters and I'm going to say, let me get rid of this batch thing here. Okay. So I want to look at all the people. Okay. This is under filters. I want to look at all the people that that has a tag that says hot lead, right? And I'm going to hit apply. Now, some people get confused because they're like, where do I hit smart list? I almost actually did it for a second. Okay. Because it doesn't have it under smart list. Okay. Manage smart list. You actually have to add a tag to somebody first. Then you can come over here and you can say, hey, this is a person that is a hot lead because they have this tag. That's the simplest way of doing this. Okay. And then we're going to save this. All right. We're going to save this as new. Save as a new smart list. So we're going to call this hot lead. Okay. They're a hot lead. Boom. Yeah, and I messed up my filters on this. So we're going to get rid of this. Because I hit save. I accidentally hit save. So actually we want to go to tag. I'm going to fix this one. So it is everyone who is a law firm. So anyone who has a law firm tag is going to show up there. Okay. There you go. Now, what you could do is you can say, hey, everyone who has a law firm tag, they're going to show up on my broadcast list. However, if they're a hot lead, I don't want to send them a broadcast email, like a bulk email saying, hey, everyone, da, da, da. Maybe I want to be very intentional with them. And so I'm going to say, the tag is, and the tag is not a hot lead. I know I've lost some people, but it's okay. You'll get it if you try. You'll get it if you try. Okay. All right. So some of these people, okay. Oh yeah. 3 pages of 57. Yeah. Okay. That's right. So let's go ahead and go. Let's see if we can view all here. I don't know why it's showing it. I just want to see all of them. That's weird. It's not showing all of them. So we know there's 2 pages. This is the full amount. So let's see. Filters and is not a hot lead law firm. So you have your broadcast list, which is supposed to be everybody. I might have to play with this a little bit, but this should be like 147 people. And then your hot lead is just the one person. Okay. So your broadcast list is your main list of everybody. Your hot lead list is that one person who you sent something to. So that's the way the smart lists work. Is if you don't accidentally save it like I did with the filters being changed. The filters, basically the smart lists are saving a set of filters. So it doesn't really matter what it is. Like it could be anything. It could be, you could have a smart list that are current clients. So let's go back to broadcast. Let's say, let's see, Ortiz Zamora. This might be a good one. So Ortiz Zamora, we could say they are, let's add a tag that says client, right? Because we definitely don't want to be doing different marketing emails and things like that to someone who's a current client, right? So for this one, let's go ahead and, am I screen sharing? Yeah, okay. For this one, we're going to go ahead and say, we're going to create a new filter. Okay, we're going to go filters, and we're going to say, so I got to be careful because I am going to go ahead and clear the filters. But when I set this, it's going to say new. I'm going to hit save as new. That's the important part. So we're going to go tag and we're going to say client. So this one is a client. Okay. And I'm going to hit apply, and then I'm going to hit save as new. And so this is going to be a client. Okay. So there's your client list. So you have, if you want them to show up differently, you can click on manage smart lists. I kind of like my client list to show up at the end here because it's like their broadcast. This is like your main list. You're sending big broadcast emails to, and if somebody happens to click on a link, you'll add them to a hot lead. They'll auto, when we do workflows later on this week, I'll show you. We'll build out an email marketing campaign, and when somebody clicks on a link inside of a broadcast email, it'll automatically add them as a hot lead, and then you can reach out to them by phone. You can have a task created here. You got tasks. You can have a task auto created, and then you could have just your salesperson or whoever, or you, anything that's in the task list is somebody who clicked on the link, and now they're a hot lead. And so you got your broadcast list, your hot lead list, which is just the one person, and then your client list, which is the one person. Okay. And they're segmented, which is beautiful because if I want to send an email to all my clients just saying like Merry Christmas or something like that, maybe I want to send them all a text message. I could send them all, actually, I could send them all an SMS text message. I could add them all to a certain automation that's like saying Merry Christmas. And maybe I set up an automation that just sends all the happy holiday stuff, happy, St. Patrick's Day, whatever, you could do a lot of stuff there. You could send an email to everybody saying, hey, by the way, we have a new email. By the way, we have a new team member that might be, that's here to help you, blah, blah, blah. Now we have this great discount. You reach out to Nadine or whoever. You could send an email blast, and it could be a couple thousand people, by the way. See, the thing with Gmail is you can't send an email to, thousands of people. You have to be smart about who you send it to. You can't just send it to thousands of people. You have to send, but here you can, using the mighty automation AI tools, you can also add tags to all of them. You can delete all of them. Okay. You could send review requests to your current clients. That's a part of this system we have set up for reputation management. And of course you could export all your clients. You say, I want to export all of them to get their addresses so that I can mail them, cards. Okay, cool. So this is how you use the smart list. This is probably the basics of what you would want to have set up in your own account. We have a team of people. My person that I have assigned to this is just a rock star with automation. His name's JC. And if you're one of our current customers, you should definitely schedule a one-on-one with JC and Mark. They can walk you through how to use a lot of this stuff, especially if you're a Mighty Premium member. You can schedule with Mark over on our community calendar. Just reach out to one of us directly inside of the school community. All right. So the last thing I want to cover today when it comes to your contacts, and this is so important, like let's go hit the hot lead section here. So if I'm going to send Tucum Carey, I don't have a phone number, so I can't send them a text yet. But if I wanted to send them an email, right, this is what it would look like, an email. And one of the things I want to set up with you is snippets. Okay. So under conversations, or right here, you can see these are the snippets that are available, which are none. So we're going to create a snippet. So under the conversations tab, let me check in on you guys real quick. All right. Let's see here. Thanks, I could not text. I had to close out. Did you say something about us being able to see possible lead listing from our area? Absolutely. Yeah. So if you're a Mighty Premium member, Natasha, which you are, Mark can upload the Mighty Litigator list to your CRM. It's one of the bonuses we came out with a while back. For your local county, he can upload the list for you. So just hit up Mark. That's one of the bonuses. Yeah, we tend to just release these different bonuses during our Mighty Masterminds. And so people who don't show up, sometimes they don't hear about it. And anytime I can give more value, I do. And I don't always, not always the best at announcing it and making sure everybody knows about it. But yeah, you can get the litigator list. Some places have 30 people on the list. Some people have 200, in this case, I was able to pull 150, looks like. All right, so under the Conversations tab, if you click on Snippets, it's basically like another way of saying templates, right? That's basically what this is. It's another way of saying templates. And so under the Snippets tab, you can click New Snippet, and you can choose either a text snippet, which is super cool because once you set up your phone number, you can actually set up pre templates where you can actually have even an attachment added. You can have a certain link or URL inside the text message as well. We'll get into that once we've added a phone number, but for now, let's add an email snippet, okay? So for email snippets, we'll get into the phone number stuff tomorrow. So for email snippet, we want to name it. And so what I like to do, because this is often a part of a workflow, this is going to be the first of a workflow of what I like to call the be the backup. In the process serving industry, I teach a script that talks about being the backup. And the reason why is because you're reaching out to law firms that get hundreds of cases per month, and they probably already have a process server. So it's one of the best ways to disarm them. So we're going to call this one backup. Okay, we're going to call it one backup. And so this is going to say okay, this is going to say here's a rate sheet. So it's going to say New Mexico process server. I'm actually going to put ABQ because that's our brand in this case. ABQ process server rate sheet as promised. So, okay, cool. So what we're going to do is this is going to basically is giving you a preview of what it would look like when they receive the email. That's the subject line, and then you got the body right here. So you can do a few different things. You can put in here specific things. So let's say we want to. Let's say we want to. Well, let's keep it simple. Let's say. Nice talking to you today. As promised, here is a copy of our rate sheet for the area. Make sure to use the promo code ABQ50 to get $50 off as a law firm. Are happy to be your backup server when you're ready to give us a chance. Boom. So we're making it very clear, like, hey, we're just one of the options, okay? Because that's what we talked about on the phone. So let's be congruent, right? Have a blessed day. Now, whatever you want to do, this just matches kind of my brand, what I would say if I was on the phone. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to add an attachment. Here's this is a JPEG version of it. I actually want the PDF of this. Dang it, did I not create it? Okay, so there's the image of it. I don't want to do an image, and the reason why is because paralegals are used to printing PDFs, and so I would love to have this as a PDF instead of a JPEG, because it may not even show up on their thing if it's a picture. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and this is actually something I'm glad this happened, because I actually want to assuming I can log in here, let's see. I actually want to show you guys okay, good. I'm like, geez, so it's gonna make me jump through some hoops here. So I want to show you guys the template that we give you when you're a Mighty Premium member. We actually give you this template, And so what I did is I took my time, I created the brand. I want to look like a small agency. I don't want to look like a big firm. So I put ABQ server. That's the branding. It's orange. It's not, it just kind of quickly came up with this. So, attorneys, I'm telling them they can get starting at $97, but my website rate is actually about $150. So if they use the promo code ABQ50, they're able to get $50 off. So it comes back down to around $97 plus tax. And that's the gist of it. So if you want this template, you want to be able to use this template. Also, I created this phone number. This is a phone number through Dialpad. Okay, my team is already monitoring this for calls. But you probably want to update this number. I'm probably going to update this number to the one that we're putting inside of Go High Level, because it's inside of our Mighty Automation tool. And so what you want to do is upload it, because otherwise you're going to end up in a situation where you're going to be getting texts or calls from different numbers, and it's going to be a mess. So having it all under one roof inside of our system is going to allow you to respond to the text or the phone calls and things like that. And for example, if you have somebody uploaded into the system and they text, then it'll be attached. It'll show that they texted you because they're saved in the account. Their number's saved. Maybe even if it comes from a different number, you can say, hey, this is actually this person. And so you can attach that phone number to their account, which is cool. So if you can get this link, I give this link out for anyone who's a Mighty Premium member inside of our community. So you can go ahead and edit this and make it your own. If you're a process server, I highly recommend it. You having some type of a rate sheet. And just keep in mind, this method of a rate sheet is only a couple rates on here. Like, this is not meant to be like the California rate sheets where you have an exhaustive list of all the counties you cover and how much you charge in that area. This is primarily for attorneys to see. It's a sales flyer. Okay, that's what it is. It's a sales flyer. All right, so let's go download, and we want to download this as a PDF. Okay, PDF print. That's it. Digital use. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and download. All right, so ABQ server. Okay, let's see what this looks like. There we go. Yeah, came out nice. All right, so let's go back to Mighty Automation. Now we should be able to attach this. Yeah, nice. Okay. So I'm kind of curious, actually, if this QR code is still working. Let's see. If you guys feel free, if you're watching this on your computer, test it out. See if the QR code works. Go check out the online order form that I have set up. Okay, it looks like it takes it to the page on my website that I want it to go to, which is, abqlegalsupport.com/order. And so it takes them to the online order page, which is what we want. I'll just show you what that looks like really quick. So we actually have a website building company, Mighty Websites, and you can get a website for pennies on the dollar. We build these $10,000 websites for very little money. I mean, you just got to go check it out, mightyautomation.com. So here they have my email, just in case a lot of attorneys want to send an email to verify that, some thing about your services that you offer. And so, they enter the address, they put how many documents. Yes, it's in Albuquerque city limits. It's only 1 to 50 pages. No, we're not advancing witness fees. And then they get to select how they want their notary handled. They select a local service rate, $147. And so it's going to come down here at the bottom. It's going to show the total. But if they're an attorney and they got my flyer, then they're like, okay, let's see here, ABQ 50. And they're going to put that in. They're going to hit apply discount. And boom, it takes $50 off their order. Now they're down from 160 to 113, because they want us to do some notary stuff, or they want us to also mail the affidavit in person. So via mail. So they check, and then they go ahead and check their signature, and then they go and they sign it, submit. And so you get paid up front for your order. okay, from an attorney or from a pro se, whoever it is, if they get this flyer, sometimes attorneys will give this flyer to their customer and say, just go ahead and order from him directly, right? So this is what we got. We went ahead and attached it. We said, have a blessed day. I don't have an email signature set up yet, but once it's set up, it'll auto add it to the end of this. So we're not going to worry about an email signature. Not yet. So I don't know how many automation things. I've set up automations like this inside of Gmail, which I'm going to show you how to do as well, just in case you need to do it. But because it is a big part of prospecting, and sometimes Gmail is the best way to do it. But I recommend using the CRM if you have it all set up inside of here. But this is the first email that's going to go up. That's why it's 1, because we want to make sure it shows up in that order as a snippet. Okay. So we can send a test email if we want to see what it looks like. So let's send this to info@abqserver.com. Let's see if that's a thing. Oh, from email address. That's interesting. Okay. Let's just do that. Okay, send test. All right. All right, it's just letting us know. This is our new email account here. It's just letting us know that our import was successful, which is nice. Thank you, sir. Okay. All right, so it doesn't look like the test is coming through. It might be because I put my own email as the. Oh, here we go. Okay. So it comes across. It looks like this. Let's see. Hey. It was nice talking to you today. It's a little more informal. You could be more formal or use ChatGPT to come up with something better. I'm sure you can. As promised, here's a copy of our rate sheet for the area. Make sure, I could say please. Please make sure to use the promo code ABQ50 to get $50 off as a law firm. We are happy to be your backup server when you're ready to give us a chance. Okay, I think that could be better, but you can see what it looks like as it comes across. ABQ process server rate sheet. ABQ's process server rate sheet, as promised. So there's a couple of tips I want to give you since we're inside of Gmail, okay? This is something that you can do inside your signature, inside of Mighty Automation as well. Let's go ahead and save this. We can come back and edit it if we need to, but let's go ahead and save it. I'm going to do a quick check-in on you guys. Yeah, Natasha says, yes, it took me to the order form. Thank you, Natasha. Okay, great. We're having fun here. We're making things happen. All right. So now it's one of the snippets. Okay, so if I'm in the conversations tab, let me go back to conversations. And I don't have anyone I'm talking to yet. So I could go back to my contacts list. I can click on broadcast, or I can click on hot lead. Let's click on hot lead. Okay, so if I want to send this person an email, let's say I give them a call. That's probably what I would do first. I would give them a call. And my phone number was set up. See, I could go ahead and just click on the number and call them. That's the primary. They have a primary number and a backup number. I'm curious if one of them is an office number. They're both the same area code, 575, which I think is that area of Tucumcari. It's an actual city, town name, Tucumcari. I wonder if one of them is the law firm and one of them is the cell phone, because we scraped from the state bar's website and Google together with their website, crawls both their website and the state bar, and that's how we come up with this information, which is what everybody should do. But I could call them, I could text them, or I could email them. And so in this case, we already called them in theory. Let's say we called them. And now we get to, we'll set up a phone number. We'll do that before the end of this little challenge here this week of Mighty Automation AI. But let's say I want to send them a snippet. Now you see there's a snippet here. So if I just talk to them on the phone, I can very quickly just hit this. It automatically adds the text, and I can say go ahead and add the documents too. If I didn't want the documents to be added, I could uncheck it. But this automatically adds it, and then it'll automatically add my signature as well. Okay, you can do a lot of other things here, but this is what we want to do. And if you wanted to link something specifically, you could link it. You could do a lot of different things, but we want to go ahead and add it, and then we're going to hit send. Okay, once we hit send, I'm just going to hit send. I haven't set up my email subdomain, so it'll be interesting to see what this does. I think it's going to probably send from Mighty Automation. If you don't set up your email subdomain, it's going to send it from this email right here, this LC Mighty Premium. I tried to white label it as much as I could, something that's not Mighty Process Server or Mighty Automation. It's just something different. But your subdomain is basically this right here. So my team will, if you have an account, they'll set up a subdomain for you, and it could be like mail or legal connect, not legal connect, lead connector, whatever you want. I like to use mail or hello or something like that as a subdomain to your domain. So if your domain was ABQ server like mine, that's what this will eventually be. We're going to set this up here, I think on Wednesday when we do the email campaigns. It's going to be like mail.abqserver.com, something like that. And then it's not your primary email. So if it gets spam blocked or whatever, it's not going to affect your primary email. Like this email right here, it's not going to affect that. I could still send emails. It's not going to mark it as spam. Okay. So if you have a new Gmail account, okay, here's some Gmail tips. So if you have a new Gmail account, what you want to do is go to see all settings. You're going to go over here to advanced. Okay. And you're just going to enable all of this. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to basically have all of the top features. But one of the features that we're going to highlight here right now is the feature of templates. So it doesn't happen all the time, but if you needed to have a template, the one we just talked about, you can create a template to send to customers straight from your Gmail. So if you're like, you know what, Mike, I don't want to have to go into that and use that as an email. Let me just delete this. You don't want to leave. Why is this not deleting? There we go. You don't want to leave signatures in to your template, so because it'll auto add the signature anyways. So let's go ahead and grab our template here, quick template. We're going to add this to Gmail. Okay, not perfect, but it's decent. Okay. And then we're going to add this as a template. So we're going to say templates, save draft as a new template. And we're going to call this, whatever you name it is what the subject line is going to be. So ABQ server rate sheet as promised. Okay, so we're going to save it. Now the problem with these templates is that on Gmail is it doesn't allow you to have an attachment. So every single time you're going to use this, let's say I go compose, this pops up. I come over here to templates and I say, let's grab this template. Boom. I love that it throws it in here like this for us, but now I have to attach it. I have to attach the rate sheet. Otherwise, it's not gonna be on here. And emails that have a PDF are 10 times more likely to be opened. You see this little paper clip? For some people's accounts, it shows up as a big pink or purple or some other color right here that it has an attachment. Okay. The other setting I'm kind of bouncing around here because these are all the most important things that I want to set up. But the other most important thing is you want to make sure your conversation view is off. I've already changed it. It auto adds it as on. And the reason why is because if you get any online orders and they don't have any unique identifiers in the subject line, sometimes it'll bulk them all in one conversation when they're actually different orders. And you can actually miss important orders that come in. If you don't have an email signature, it's really easy. Under the same general settings, you come down here and just click create new. You name your signature, and then you can come over here and edit it. And so I've told people before, you don't have to have this big old confidential paragraph, but I think it's professional. Have your logo, have your name, your company name, and your domain. That's all you need. You don't even have to. If you want to be super professional, have your phone number on here. I don't put it on my emails all the time because I don't want necessarily some people who are triggered will just automatically call you instead of replying. And I would rather get that reply so that I can more prepare for whatever it is the conversation is going to be. So anyway, you saw how much easier it is just to, boom, grab the template that I want. It's going to throw it in. I can add the documents just like that and go ahead and hit send. Let's see if it actually sent. Did I already send it? Let's see. Let's see. Conversation. Oh, yeah. Look, I sent it. So we'll see if I get a reply. If I get a reply, it'll be interesting to see just a cold email because I did not talk to them. I did not talk to them yet. But one thing I've noticed about marketing, especially email marketing, is the chances of you getting through are pretty low. In this case, this looks like it's probably a correct email. So I'll probably either get a reply or I will get they'll be like, who are you? There's not even an email signature here, right? So, you definitely want to add an email signature. Let's see, you can go to settings, you can go to user, staff, my staff. And so under my staff on your account, you can actually add an email signature on here. You can also do it up here under there. So let me know if you have any questions. This is what I wanted to go over today. Basically, how to use the smart list, right? You create multiple different smart lists to manage. Okay, I've sent to Carrie Law an email. I'm going to have to edit a lot of this out later, but I've sent them an email. If they're like, yeah, we'd love to add you to our backup. I didn't have a signature. There's a lot of things I did wrong here, but I wanted you to see how it shows up. See, it shows the date. You can expand it to read the full email, or you can truncate it like that. And if you have a bunch of communication, it'll all just show up right here. If you want to create notes about them, you can click on notes and say, so I realized why I sent it without all the things. So they don't get to see all the notes about themselves. Okay. They don't get to see that, but you create a note and now it lives right here. I can edit the note. It shows who created the note. So if you have multiple people, you have tasks. So maybe I want to follow up, call them, right? So I could create a task to call them. The coolest thing is there's a lot here, but the coolest thing is that you can do all the work to say, hey, whenever this happens, I want to make sure that we add a task to call them anytime somebody opens the email. Okay, so when they open this email, we'll know, and then we could have it auto create a task to call them. I mean, how cool is that? You can actually go inside the workflows under the automations, which we're going to talk about on Friday. But we're going to build on this, okay? We're going to continue to build on this so that you can see how everything works, which is super powerful. So over here under appointments, you can actually have them. If you set an appointment, you can have that set up, and then it'll actually show up in your calendar, which is really cool. So that is it for today. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, if you'd like me to make a video about something else in regards to Mighty Automation Tools. We have a lot. I know it's a lot, especially for new people who are new to doing any kind of marketing. The old school level of marketing was you would just go inside of people's businesses and go, here's my business card, and you wouldn't get a call. And sometimes you would get a call and you'd stumble through that for a while, and you could build a business over years of doing that, right? The beautiful thing is with marketing is that it's like putting nitrous oxide, like nitrogen oxide on your marketing efforts so that you can reach out to 10,000 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people realistically, like through email, through text, through phone calls, through automation. Now with AI, you can set it up where it'll auto call this list and go, yeah, I just wonder if I could, curious if I could send over my rate sheet just in case you need a backup. Currently, I'm in the process of developing an AI agent that will do exactly that. And if I do that, I'm going to give that to my Mighty Premium members. Let me tell you something. Those who are Mighty Premium members who are engaged, we have a lot of people who signed up who just never show up to the meetings, but those who are Mighty Premium members who are actually engaged in what we're doing, those people are getting tremendous value. I say it's like at least $1,000 a month in value. What I showed you today in the Mighty Automation tool is just the beginning. My assistant, my video editor assistant, Nettie, she's going to come in here and edit this up, and all the replays will be available inside of the Mighty Automation community on School for anyone who is a current customer. you should go watch the replays, learn how to use the tools that I've given you for free. Okay. Tomorrow, come back. We're going to talk about once you take someone from being a hot lead to someone who says, yeah, I would love to add you to my list as a backup. We're going to add them to a pipeline. And so tune in tomorrow, the same time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to go live again, and I'm going to show you how to set up a phone number. We're going to actually maybe call the Tucumcari Law people. They're like, hey, I accidentally sent you an email before I was ready. How you doing? Try to save that one. Maybe make some other phone calls inside of ABQ Legal Support, and you'll be able to see how it all integrates. I showed you the email, how it sends, and you can see, but you can also have text messages and phone calls and notes and AI transcription of the phone calls and everything right inside of your CRM. I like to focus on the marketing tab of Mighty Automation, which talks about email blast and social media scheduling, which we're going to get to this week. But this really is the core of what Mighty Automation CRM is you being able to prospect to potential customers, keep track of those that aren't yet interested. They're just maybe hot leads, but they're not yet interested in sending you work, or there's no confirmation. They're not like, yes, please send me an email. Once they hit that, yes, please send me an email, they go to your pipeline. We call it a pipeline of potential future business. Like, we are not going to let these people slip through the cracks. And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So if you want to take your business to the next level using marketing, automation, and AI, you're in the right place. Subscribe to the channel, comment below value if you receive value today. And if you're one of my Mighty Premium members, I love you. I hope that you are crushing it, that your business is successful, and I will see you inside of the community. Thank you so much. Take care. Be safe. As always, live mighty. All right. See you guys tomorrow.